Hi there, it's Shamrocker again. Welcome to the Proud Heretic channel. Now, here's a big idea. Certainty feels psychologically safe. I know, I was there. Now, humans naturally crave certainty. Uncertainty creates anxiety. And over the course of human history, religion can provide and has provided genuine comfort to a lot of people. The problem begins not with religion itself, but when certainty becomes identity. I didn't just believe some doctrines as an evangelical Christian. I believed that questioning those doctrines threatened my very identity as a person. When people become problems to solve. One of the saddest realizations in my faith deconstruction was recognizing how easily doctrine can replace curiosity and compassion. For example, if we take a look at LGBTQ plus neighbors and siblings, instead of asking, what has your life actually been like? The first question becomes, in evangelical Christianity, is your identity even biblical? Or if we look at mental health, instead of, how can I help? We ask, have you prayed enough? Have you read your Bible enough? Maybe you just need more Jesus time. Or if we look at doubt, where a lot of Christians have questioned things and do have questions about things. Instead of what led you here, to be interested in the person. Rather, we ask, what sin has caused this? Now, talk about proof texting. See, once people become categories, humanity starts disappearing. Part 3, the human cost of toxic certainty. I honestly believed that I was loving people when I was in evangelical Christianity and saying, I'll pray for you, or is your identity even biblical, so on and so forth. Mostly I wasn't. Not really. Sometimes I was defending an idea. You see, I viewed it as love because I could not fathom anything else to be true outside of the Truman Show, outside of Plato's cave. So I had to impose the truth, or what I call truth, or understood to be truth, on other people, that I was speaking the truth in love. But if we look in cases of church hurt, in a book titled When Religion Hurts You by Dr. Laura Anderson, this is probably the single best source. Now, the useful point here is that harm often results not merely from theology itself, but from environments where fear, shame, and control become normalized. If we look at the Family Acceptance Report, and we find that family rejection predicts elevated risk for depression, substance abuse, and suicidality, while family acceptance is clearly associated with markedly improved outcomes. And then from there, we could take a look at purity culture, titled Pure, and there she documents shame, sexual anxiety, perfectionism, identity struggles among those raised in evangelical purity culture. And we can take a look at scrupulosity in The Doubting Disease, which is a classic work. And this shows that scrupulosity is OCD centered around religious concerns, intrusive doubt, compulsive confession, such as, I'm sinning at every corner, or do I have any unrepentant sins? Am I sinning here, there, or anywhere? Also reassurance seeking, and then, of course, LGBTQ plus exclusion. And then also there's the righteous mind, and that discusses tribalism, moral certainty, and group identity. And the key insight here is that people usually reason after they've reached an intuitive moral conclusion. And then, of course, by Peter Enns, you could see The Sin of Certainty. Great book. I've got it right over there on my bookshelf. Wonderful book. And the core idea in Dr. Enns' book is that absolute certainty can, in fact, become an idol, and is, in fact, an idol for many evangelical Christians that crowds out humility, curiosity, and genuine faith. That's why I continually say that in my deconstruction, I didn't lose faith. I found my faith. I found my own feathers. How Minds Change, and this is an excellent resource on why confrontation rarely changes deeply held beliefs and why empathy is often more effective than certainty in fostering meaningful dialogue. I've apologized to many people, to my own children included, because certainty once mattered to me more than simply listening. Some people report experiences where empirical evidence about LGBTQ plus people and their well-being or mental health outcomes is discounted because accepting it would threaten an existing theological framework. Rather than generalizing, I frame this as a pattern that can occur in some communities, as it did with me, and encourage viewers to examine for yourself whether doctrine is preventing honest engagement with the evidence. Are we choosing data or dogma?